10 years ago, early works at Earl Boyles Elementary in southeast Portland began with the idea that a neighborhood school could serve children long before they enter kindergarten and provide meaningful support to parents and families before and during elementary school.
For children to get to that third grade benchmark, they need a set of services, care, and supports in the right order, the right dosage, and that system, if you will, just doesn't exist. I thought it would be a powerful strategy for an organization to have a strategy that was boots on the ground, touching kids' lives as a platform for policy change.
Back in 2010, I just become the superintendent of the David Douglas School District. It was my first day, and I noticed I had a meeting on the calendar with Swati Adarkar from the Children's Institute.
Well, I was so excited about this idea of a place-based strategy for early learning connected to a school, and I went and met Don for the very first time. We had no history of having worked together anything, and I just said, Don, I want to share this idea with you. And he said, let's do it.
I distinctly remember sitting at a picnic table with Don and Swati, and then they're saying, okay, we're going to implement this in an elementary school, and we need a leader to lead the work in a school. And then they looked at me, and I'm like, does that mean me? And they said, yes, that's you, Erica.
The team worked with the community to shape the work and build key strategies over time at Earl Boyles. Key features included shared leadership, early learning opportunities, engaged families, connections to health, and evaluation and continuous improvement.
There's been a lot of changes over time in our school, not just around academics, because my first initial hope came true right away. We were seeing kids coming in ready and prepared, and we were seeing that in the academic data. But more importantly, where we were seeing it, and this was one of the big changes, was in the social emotional readiness for children and for families.
As Earl Boyles developed, and we started getting visits from other school districts, not only throughout Oregon, but throughout the country. And we started seeing the data come through that showed that it was the best investment we could possibly have. It propelled the entire state. It was one of the significant catalysts for moving early childhood education to where it is today.
Earl Boyles has really gotten elected officials thinking differently about a comprehensive early childhood system and what it takes for kids and families to thrive.
Early Works provided people to come in and talk about the importance of policy and advocacy and what the role could look like, and actually had professional learning for families to understand their voice matters and will be heard.
One of the things I really loved about Earl Boyles living at the Children's Institute, which is an advocacy organization, was the ability to connect what parents and families and teachers are experiencing every day with the decisions that elected leaders will make in Salem.
So Children's Institute, to me, what they have done is they've really shifted completely the landscape and the dialogue around early learning in Oregon. I mean, the massive investments in early learning relative to what was happening 10 years ago at the state level, I attribute like so much of that to some of the Children's Institute advocacy work.
Parents being a part of developing policy solutions and testifying at the legislature is a critical part of making good policy and getting it to pass.
Our families use their voice to make change.
Early Works has elevated the need for a quality, comprehensive early childhood system. It has also fundamentally changed the lives of children and families in the Earl Boyles community.
I think everything that Early Works has done that I've seen within the school has been uncomparable. Like, I don't have anything to compare it to. And I think the work that's been done, not just for my own kids, but for the kids that I see in kindergarten and I see in the halls, it's wonderful. And I feel incredibly grateful that that's my community and that's my school and that's my children's experience.
Just watching us grow as a community has been amazing, and best 10 years of my life, really.
And I think the next level for Earl Boyles is really trying to get to really try to move the dial on how that Earl Boyles community takes ownership for that school, right? So it's not like the school leading the way, it's the families saying, we actually expect this. Like, we expect our systems to provide this kind of support for us. And then, you know, the legislatures and the folks, I think, listen to that.
I think Earl Boyles is really special. I love that so much care is put into it because it's all about the kids and their future.